Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party. No Rhett this morning because she is in the living room, and it is Thursday, 8:25 a.m., February 12th. 30, I think it said it was 35 degrees outside, which I believe is like almost 2 degrees Celsius. And we're writing some code. Yesterday we were working on routing, and we got the routing working to show our data and entities. And now we have our app data layout, and it works. And now we're trying to get the data that we want displayed in there. So I wonder what happens if I hit add viz right now. Now let's change views. Oh, so that was cool. So what I want is this information. Let's hit the console. I want this object information to be displayed in a table when I type in data and entities. I want to be able to see like a little data table. Entities right here. So we need to get the data to this entity. That's the next step, or to this component. And so I know that the recyclable sequence service is the one that knows it, and we currently have a print sequence dictionary. I think it makes sense to also have a publish sequence dictionary. So let's just make a function called publish sequence dictionary. I guess we'll just do a Boolean from that. Boolean, and then return true. Let's just say published. Let published equals false. Let's just go ahead and return published. Published. All right. So now let's just do a little console log. Just make sure everything. It's always good to make sure that everything works. Just sort of check in with reality once in a while. Publish worked. Just to make sure that okay, so that's interesting. So we did register the sequence log. I guess this is sequence publish. We have a devout service. I don't know exactly what it does. I can't remember, but I do remember that it's important that we give it its own key, because I believe what happens is it keeps a record of what it needs to debounce, and then all that. So stop publish. I named it publish, right? So here I'm sort of basically kind of remembering how things used to work, and I just can't remember exactly. So let's just try this. Uh-oh. Our cat is in here, and the dogs are going to get dropped off, so all hell might break loose. It is nice outside though, so it's not that big of a deal. Like I was very concerned last week because it was super, super cold, and I didn't want our cat to get, and it was like going to be really cold through the night, so I didn't want our cat to get chased off by my daughter-in-law's and son's dogs. So you can hear our husky talking. I don't know if you can hear actually. Well, our husky's talking to the cat right now because he just wants to play, but he looks like a wolf, so she gets scared. But anyway, so let's just see if publish worked. Yeah, publish worked. Okay, so I think what we have to do is we have a publish service. Am I injecting that? No. So now this is a singleton. This is a service, a for root service. It's a singleton, the publish service. Um, you cannot like now the since this service is injecting the publish service. The publish service cannot inject this sequence, or we'll get an error. Um, publish service. So that's something you have to think about before you decide. It's called publish service. Publisher service. Inject. Was it ST publisher? Yeah, it is. Wow. Go 1 second. So I guess apparently the Kiwi, our cat, understands now. Because she wanted to get into the back of the house where our other cat is, and so she would be nice and safe from the dogs when they come and visit. So now that's one less thing for me to worry about. See, it's 8:32. All right, so now we're going to publish. We want to publish something, and I feel like we set that up. I can't remember though. Let's see. Okay, I need to. If I'm going to name it that, there's probably a reason. I don't know. ST. I feel like these should be private. Let me see. Dot set. Is that it? Calculated set aspect ratio, set visualization IDs. This has got to be it. And then I think I want to send it. And I don't even know if this is going to work. Yeah, like, because I don't know exactly what the closures are and okay, so it's sequence dictionary. Um, I don't know what is available. When we did the bind this, though, this should have become available. But, there's just no tone. There's like a lot of like JavaScript that gets transpiled, and so it's hard to be sure. So now we are publishing the sequence dictionary. Let's just double check that that is working. And that works kind of like the way we want it to work. Go to implementation. Set sequence return true. It's just in the console log. Published sequence dictionary. And I will say that I think a big reason I do like these console logs is also not just so that I can um, make sure that everything's working, but also like kind of build a little bit of confidence. Okay, so publish sequence dictionary, misspelled dictionary. All right, now I guess we should do this sequence dictionary. So if 12, let's go ahead and add one, publish, and then yeah, so that looks good. All right, so now what we want to do is in our component, or in our data layout component, we want to listen for the dictionary. So we do need the inject function, not the inject decorator, but the inject function, which does come, both of them actually come from Angular Core, but one of them basically will take a service and put it into the injector, I guess it's called. So private um, st publish. I cannot even remember if that's where it's service. St equals inject. And that, like me just being able to type that out, that is not how I used to be. It took me a while to get into that, get into where I could just type stuff. There you go. And then in here, we need to create a constructor, I believe. Or is that right? And then I think in here, we need to pull in our effect function from core. And then I believe it goes in our constructor, but I can't remember for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and find another effect. Let's just double check that. Effect. There we go. Yeah, okay, so it's inside the constructor. And then what we want to say is onto my data. This dot st publisher service dot calculate these. Is that right? And so I believe this is a, go to implementation. See, this is a signal. Now, it's probably not a good way to do this because we probably should create like what's called a computed signal, which then is read only. See, this technically anything could write to this signal. So over here, I could actually, in this function, I could set the signal, which probably wouldn't be a good thing. But I don't think it's a big deal. And if it is a big deal, I kind of want to experience it being like, oh shit, okay, this problem wouldn't have happened had I done that. So console log, and this is app data layout. And my data. Now there is just no way, like if you were vibe coding, you're gonna get all this code. Like it's gonna freaking snowball you. It's gonna overwhelm you with tons and tons of code. Um, and it's gonna be really hard. Okay, so this is our app data layout. You notice there's nothing there. And so now if we go like this and add viz, hopefully we'll get another app data layout. Yep, okay, that's good. So we got our app, this is our app data layout right here. Okay, so this one, I don't know. I don't think I want this one to be private. So, uh, So we're going to say data. This is, I shouldn't call it data. That's just too generic. Sequence dictionary. Colon. And then I think it was called a sequence dictionary. Okay, so by default, we're setting it to nothing. And then we're going to, over here, we're going to say is equal to like this. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any bad consequences. I don't think so. I feel like we've been doing this quite a bit and it's been working out pretty well. Just make sure that's cool. And then let's come back to our baby comeback. Okay. So see, we have an object. I don't think we can do this. I think we have to bring in the commons. Is it something commons? Common module, maybe? Let's see if we can do it from here. Yeah, I think this is what we want. Okay, so that comes from Angular common. I believe this will fix that issue. Yeah. Okay, so you see that we have nothing in here. So now if I hit add is, yep, now we have our data. All right. So now this is a pretty good spot. So now what we have is a dictionary, right? So if I add another viz, see now we have our two. We have two of them, or we have more of them. And let's see. So basically, we're going to want to get the keys, right? So I think it's like, let's see, keys, which I believe is going to be an array of strings. And we're just going to initialize it to an empty array. And then I believe we could say this dot keys is equal to object. This dot sequence dictionary. I think it's keys. And then it's just make sure that transpiles. And then instead of that, we're going to say our keys. Yeah, let's just see. We should have, I don't know what we should have, to be honest with you. Okay, so yes. So we added one and we have 7 objects. That's weird. Hmm. Hit the back arrow, which is one of the best parts about the routing. That's so wild that we don't have, that we only have 7 keys. Published. See, we published this dictionary. See, that's where we were before. Now, for some reason, it's not picking up. That there's 18 keys now. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure that out. Log Effect. I don't know exactly. Like, I don't have a whole lot of experience in this, and absolutely no professional experience of this effect. Just sort of playing around on my own. Don't quite understand why. Okay, so the effect, and then add. So we got our effect, and then so this is still showing 7, even though this has 14. But oh no, so this is the effect. Okay, so I'm going to clear it and see if I add another one, if we get the effect again. Okay, we did not get the effect. So that's not working the way, because it published it. But it did not fire the effect. It's kind of wild, because like, okay, so here we get the effect. We add one, we get the effect. All right, that's the second effect. Happened right there. And that got updated. We add another one, and we don't get the effect. Station IDs. I don't quite understand that. We definitely got the publish, right? Alt tab. So the publish worked. See, what happened was we got publish, and then the effect. But for some reason, this time, we did not get the effect. Okay, so I don't know exactly how to figure this one out. Okay, so our publisher service, this happened. Publish sequence dictionary, that happened, right? Publish sequence dictionary. Is the signal, visualization IDs. And then app data layout. And this effect, but doesn't ever call this effect, even though it should. I thought it should because of that. Might have to go to ChatGPT 8:48, so we're still okay on time. Let's just try this out. Do some learning here. Chat. Okay. So an Angular service that creates a signal. This. Okay. I hate how and then in my component set up effect like this. This is weird. I don't think that makes a difference. I kind of want to try it out though, just to make sure. Okay, so constructor like this. But for some reason, the effect in the component is only running the first time I set it. Oh, I wonder if I need to create a new object. Oh, I bet. Oh, that's probably what it is. I probably need to create a new object. Okay. Over here, I need to set it to, I need to break the link between, I think what's happening is the object itself isn't changing. The, um, the object itself is the object itself is the data inside of it's changing it, but the actual object is not changing. So I think I'm gonna have to add like a line of code in here to kick off a change. Is it okay? Let's just leave this and just learn. Let's learn. It's just being mutated. Yes, that's what I thought. Using update. Ooh. Wait. Option 2. Okay, set. Correct way to do this, set or update. Using set. Oh, okay, so this is saying, hey, take this old one. Visualization ID set dot dot dot. Or we can use update. Okay, yeah, so this is only changing because your component, because the reference is the same. We need the reference to change. So I think, to do option 1. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know what, this is actually interesting. Set and then dot 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 visualization ID value. Oh, to create a new dictionary. Set it to the new dictionary. I don't really like doing that though, because I think that is one of the things that will cause a like it those broken um, references, HTML. Um, I can't remember what they're called. Where let's see, F3. If we go to memory, we see take a snapshot. Detached elements. That see, we already have like 4 detached elements. But I think when you destroy entire things and bring them back, you end up with let's see, let me clear this and run it again. Oh, so actually that's interesting. So it's so weird. So the detached elements did seem to fix themselves because now we only have this one detached element, or maybe that was a really old collection of them. But anyway, so let me hit back and then clear and then take a snapshot. Yeah, see now we have these 4 rows. So let's, and it's like got tons of nodes inside of it. So then let's click here and run it again. What does this do? Obtain data. Let's try that. Take snapshot. See, we still have these. And we're just like slowly but surely building up detached elements. And I think that is a direct result of using, um, like basically doing a complete overwrite. Um, it's like you almost want to, yeah, I don't know what to do about that. But so I need to create a new dictionary and set new dictionary. Just this visualization ID update dict. So this, it says that this is going to copy the old dictionary, adds update, and returns the new objects. It's so weird. I don't really understand this second part. This whole thing is just absolutely mysterious to me. So, mysterious to me. Um, the current dictionary. I'm very confused. This is just the modern shorthand. Okay. I kind of want to just go with the old way instead of using that. Instead of using their instead of using that shorthand, I think it's a little bit. I don't know what this is doing though. New dict. Okay, I don't know what that is about. Okay, so this is basically saying, hey, I have my old dictionary, which is my sequence dictionary, not. Oh, I need to go. Okay. And then this is going to go for constant, old dictionary, new dictionary. And then I don't think we want this. And then I think we want, I guess that's what we want. I don't even know if it's going to work at all. Back, add. There we go. So now it's adding the new ones every single time. All right. So I have got to go to work. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Happy coding. Bye.